Welcome to this lecture. So, in this lecture, I am going to talk about Heisenberg picture, Schrodinger picture. Means I have to find out the relationship between Heisenberg and the Schrodinger formulation, and then I will talk about Dirac picture of quantum mechanics. Dirac picture is also known as interaction picture of quantum mechanics. So, let us start with it. So, first of all, I will talk about the relationship between Heisenberg and Schrodinger theories. Then I talk about interaction picture by Dirac and its connection with the rest. So let us start with the Heisenberg and Schrodinger theories. So in quantum mechanics, we have to deal with two quantities. They are very important. So first is the state vector and second is the dynamical linear operator. So what we will do, that we are interested to find the equation of motion corresponding to these quantities. So first of all, let us talk about Heisenberg picture. So in Heisenberg picture, state vector does not vary with time, which by operator A, it vary with time. So that means psi h is the state vector corresponding to Heisenberg picture is independent of time, whereas the corresponding operator, dynamical operator, is dependent on time. Now, in Schrodinger picture, state vector depends upon time, whereas the projector operator, while operator independent of time. That means psi st is time dependent, whereas AS is operator corresponding to Schrödinger's picture is time independent. Now, what do we do? At t is equal to 0, both the state vector, both the state vector and operator are identical. Mathematically, one can say that psi s0 ket must be equal to psi h ket, and ah0 it must be equal to as. So let me call it as equation number 1, this as equation number 2. Now let us assume that the Schrödinger state vector at time t is related to psi s0 by unitary operator. As psi st, their scalar product must be equal to psi s0 by unitary operator, as due to conservation of probability as probability remain conserved. So this equation tells us about the conservation of probability. So, and this is possible if this psi st must be equal to ut psi s naught, or psi st its k vector must be equal to psi s0 u dagger. So if we choose this, means this relates the time dependent and the initial wave function, it relates with the initial value of the wave function with it. So I can transform, or we can say that it is the time evolution of the wave function. So if I use this, then this condition is satisfied. So additionally, let us try to look at it that how using this condition will be satisfied. So it is some additional mathematics. So now let us try to look at it. This must be equal to since this is always an identity matrix, so that means this makes it right. So this is the proof of conservation of probability theorem. So that means this unitary operator will help us to relate these two quantities, right? So that means I can say that using this, that psi s0 u dagger u psi s0, it must be equal to psi s0, because if I what I did, I just substituted their values, means these values in this equation, and then I get this one. So this is possible if, and this leads to the conclusion that this must be equal to I, but we know that psi s0 is equal to psi h. So therefore psi st must be equal to ut psi s0, right? And this must be equal to ut, its value will be psi h. That is, I can say that the psi st must be equal to ut and psi h, and let me call it as equation number 3. Now operating both sides by energy operator. And as we know that energy operator is equal to iota h cross curly over curly t. So if I put this value here, so that means what I am getting, E operated with this is equal to E operates over this, and this is psi h, and the value of the energy operator will be iota h cross curly over curly t psi st must be equal to iota h cross curly over curly t ut and psi h. So there is no need to do product rule here, because this psi h is independent of time, right? So this is our another equation. So let me call it as equation number 4. But psi s define the satisfies the Schrodinger wave equation. But psi st defines the or satisfies the Schrodinger wave equation. Basically, time dependent Schrodinger wave equation. So if it satisfies the time dependent wave equation, so that means I can say that iota h cross curly over curly t psi st must be equal to Hamiltonian corresponding to Schrodinger picture into corresponding state vector, that is psi st. So if I use this value in equation number 4, so then what I am getting, that hs psi st must be equal to iota h cross curly ut over curly t, this psi h. So I can write it as hs ut and psi s this is equal to iota h cross curly ut over curly t and psi h. So but this is psi h, so I can express it as hs ut. Psi h must be equal to iota h cross curly ut over curly t. Psi h hs ut, it must be equal to iota h cross curly ut by curly t, or I can say that iota h cross curly ut over curly t must be equal to hs ut. And what is it? This is the fundamental equation. Fundamental equation looks like equation of motion. Right. So let me call it as equation number 6. Now let us try to find out its solution. So my equation is iota h cross curly u over curly t is equal to hs ut. Then taking variable separable technique, using variable separable technique. So if I use variable separable technique, ut can be written here, and here I will write down it as 1 over iota h cross hs curly t. Now integrated, and 1 over iota can be written as minus iota, so its integral will be iot log natural log of u, its integral, and here minus iota over h cross, and here it is hst, its integral, plus integration constant k. K is the integration constant. Now taking exponential on both sides, if I take exponential on both sides, then it is e raised to power minus iota by h cross hst into e raised to power k, and let me call it as u naught or u0. So that means this ut is equal to u0 into e raised to power minus iota over h cross hst. Why e raised to power k I have taken as u0? Let us have a look at that. Since at t is equal to 0, this u0 comes out to be e raised to power minus iota h cross hs0 into e raised to power k. So if it is 0, it makes it is equal to 1. So that means e raised to power k will become u0. That's why I have taken it as u0. So now let us try to look at our conditions. But on the other hand, ut psi s0 is equal to psi st. So if I substitute this u0 at t is equal to 0, this equation looks like this. Psi s0 is equal to psi s0. So this is possible if u0 is equal to 1, right? So if I use this, then this equation will become that ut is equal to e raised to power minus iota over h cross hst. So therefore I can write down psi st as ut psi h and e raised to power minus iota over h cross hst into psi h, right? So that means this is the wave function. What's equation number 7 and equation number 8? Now let us calculate that's what we did here. Now let us try to calculate expectation value since expectation value of an operator is same irrespective of its representation. So therefore psi h a h t psi h, it must be equal to psi st and as and psi st. Now let us substitute their values, because psi st can be written as psi h u dagger, as remain as it is, and its value will be u psi h. So if I compare these two equations, so that means this AHT can be written as U dagger AS and U, right? So this is the relationship between these two. Now since AH is time dependent, therefore time evolution of AH is given as dy dt of AH is equal to dy dt of U dagger ASU. So let us substitute its value. So we have calculated in equation number 7. So in equation number 7, we have calculated that U is equal to e raised to power minus iota over h cross HST. So therefore U dagger is equal to iota over h cross HST. So we will choose it here. So if I will choose it here, then what it will become? So it is dy dt of e raised to power iota over h cross HST as and e raised to power minus iota over h cross and HST. Now let us try to consider one more thing, that since Hamiltonian is energy of the system, and in any representation it do not depend upon time. that is H corresponding means Hamiltonian corresponding to Hazen picture must be equal to Hamiltonian corresponding to HS means Schrodinger picture, and simply let us call these both are equal to H. So that means this suburb equation can be written as it must be equal to dy dt. Here HS is replaced by this H, here HS is replaced by simply this H. So it will become e raised to power iota over H cross HT AS and e raised to power minus iota over H cross HT. So we will apply product rule here because there are three functions which are depending upon time. If all of them are depending upon time, then what we can do, we can take their derivative. So first of all, I will take its derivative and to remain as it is and so on. So I simply do a little mathematics, I over H cross and e raised to power I over H cross HT. This H is multiplied by with it, so H, it is because of the derivative which we have taken, right, minus iota over H cross e raised to power iota over H cross HT, and A and H because of this, so it is A SH and e raised to power iota over H cross HT with negative sign. Plus e raised to power minus iota over H cross iota over H cross HT, and this derivative of curly s by curly t, and here it is e raised to power minus iota H cross HT. Right, so these are the three terms which we are getting. So I can express it as di dt of AH is equal to, it is iota over H cross, it is u dagger HASU minus u dagger ASH and u plus u dagger curly AS over curly T into u. Since we know that this u dagger ASU is equal to AH and u dagger curly AS over curly T into u, it is equal to curly AH over curly T. So if I use these two relationships in this equation, then this equation may lead to equation di by dt of AH, which is a function of t, is equal to I over H cross. It is HAH. It is HAH minus AHH plus curly AH over curly T. So it is iota by H cross. And if I take minus from here, so it is minus iota by H cross. So it will become AHH minus HAH plus curly AH over curly T d by dt of AHT. So, but 1 over iota is equal to minus iota. So if I use this here, then this equation will become AHT, it must be equal to 1 over iota H cross. It is a commutator, so it is AH comma H plus curly AH over curly T. So this is the standard equation of motion. This is standard Heisenberg. equation of motion. So earlier for unitary matrix, the equation which we have derived, that is corresponding to Schrödinger wave function, and this is corresponding to equation of motion corresponding to Heisenberg, right? So we have talked about Heisenberg and the Schrödinger picture. So now next is a very important topic, that is Dirac picture. So let us discuss now interaction picture by Dirac. Interaction picture by Dirac. So in Schrödinger picture, psi is depending upon time where A do not. And in Heisenberg picture, psi h is independent of time, whereas operator is depending upon time. But in Dirac picture, both psi and A depend upon time. So that is the interesting thing here. So to derive equation of motion for this, let us proceed as follows. So consider time dependent Schrödinger equation. That is iota h cross curly over curly t psi is equal to h psi, and let us assume that this h is equal to h naught plus h1. Here h naught is time independent part, and there h1 is the time dependent. So to solve equation number 15, let us choose psi as e raised to power minus iota h cross h naught t. It's a time independent part because h naught is a time independent. Then it is psi 1. It corresponds to the time dependent part. So we have chosen it this manner. So our equation will become that iota h cross curly over curly t psi, it can be written as, if I use this in here, so it is iota h cross curly over curly t e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t, it is psi 1. That's what we have chosen here. Now differentiating it with respect to applying product rule. So it is iota h cross, it can be taken outside, and here it is minus iota over h cross h naught e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t into psi 1, then plus e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t. Here iota h cross will remain as it is, but I have taken that outside. So if I have taken that iota h cross, then it will remain as it is, curly over curly t psi 1. So I simplify it, iota h cross minus iota over h cross h naught e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t, it is psi 1 plus e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t into iota h cross curly over curly t psi 1, right? So this will cancel out with it, and iota, this will become iota square and minus 1, so it is plus iota. So after doing some mathematical operations, this simplifies to, it is h naught e raised to power minus iota over h cross into h naught t, it is psi 1 plus e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t iota h cross curly over curly t psi 1, right? So that's what we are getting, but this is psi, this whole term is psi, so it is h naught psi plus e raised to power minus iota over h cross minus iota over h cross h naught t into iota h cross curly psi 1 over curly t. But but from Schrodinger wave equation, as we know that, but iota h cross curly over curly t psi, it is equal to h psi, or it can be written as h naught plus h1 into psi. So if I compare these two equations, this is equation number 16 and this is equation number 17. So on comparing, what we are getting, this term, this part is equal to this part. So that means I can say that h naught plus h1 psi must be equal to h naught psi plus e raised to power minus iota over h cross minus iota over h cross h naught t into iota h cross curly over curly t into psi 1. So if I simplify it, then this h naught psi will cancel out with it. So I can say that this h1 psi must be equal to e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t iota h cross curly psi 1 over curly t. But what is this psi? This psi can be written as, this is e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t. I have substituted its value here, and it is psi 1. It must be equal to e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t iota h cross curly psi 1 over curly t. So multiplying both sides by, sorry, let me write down this term here and this towards that side. So if I bring this towards this side and this towards that side, so it is e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t iota h cross curly psi 1 over curly t. It must be equal to h1 e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t into psi 1. If I multiply both sides by a quantity e raised to power iota over h cross h naught t, I multiplied both sides, then this term will cancel out with it. So we will remain with a term iota h cross curly psi 1 over curly t and it must be equal to e raised to power iota over h cross h naught t h1, and it is e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t, and it is psi 1. Let me call it as equation number 19, and this is equation number 80. Now let us define interaction Hamiltonian. So if I define interaction Hamiltonian h1 prime as equal to this term, means e raised to power iota over h cross h naught t plus h1 e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t. It is the interaction Hamiltonian, and let me call it as equation number 20. Therefore, this equation will become iota h cross curly over curly psi 1 over curly t. It must be equal to h1 prime psi 1, right? So this is our required equation. This is the required equation of motion. Equation containing interaction Hamiltonian, and this is depending upon time. Now, as h1 prime, we have taken it as e raised to power iota over h cross h naught t, and h1 e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t. Now taking differential of both sides, it is equal to dy dt, curly over curly t, as we did earlier case. It is e raised to power iota over h cross h naught t h1 and e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t. If I take its derivative, and I recall earlier mathematical expression, let me go back to equation number 14. This is equation number 14. Here I did the same mathematics, and I got this one. Let us recapitulate the things. See, if I take its derivative on both sides, then I will arrive at this conclusion. If I proceed in the similar manner in the next equation for interaction Hamiltonian, I will get the same result. So that means this equation will lead to this leads to the part that this dh1 prime over dt, it must be written as iota over h cross h naught comma h1 prime plus curly h prime over curly t h1 prime, or it can be written as 1 over iota h cross h1 prime comma h naught its commutator plus curly h1 prime over curly t. So let me call it as equation number 21. Similarly, if we are having a operator and operator is transformed to this, means corresponding to this operator there is the interaction operator a1 prime, and a1 prime can be written as e raised to power iota h cross h naught t into a1 e raised to power minus iota over h cross h naught t. Then we can write as we did in the earlier case dA prime dA1 prime over dt must be equal to 1 over iota h cross a1 prime into h naught, its commutator, plus a1 prime, curly a1 prime over curly t. So these are the equation number, this is the equation number 22. So 21 and 22, these are the required equations of motion corresponding to Dirac picture. So with this article will be closed, and this is a very important and interesting article, and thanks for watching this article.